Cool. All right. Hi there. Thanks for joining me. Getting set up here a little early. It looks like I have Instagram working. I think so. Yeah, I should have it working. Yes. Okay, there we go. Yes. Okay. Cool. Hi. And I think YouTube should be working too. Hi, Laura. So this is a 20-minute meditative coloring session, although sometimes we chit chat. The meditative part comes from just the opportunity to relax and do some art without any expectation, and just to let yourself, let myself, let ourselves enjoy the process of doing art without pressure or expectation or instruction. I may explain a little bit of what I'm doing, but it's not like an instructional video, although you can follow along with me. But feel free to color anything you want in any colors that you want, any page, any book, etc. So the point is just to chill and enjoy doing some art. So here we go. I had a concept for these pages where I wanted to do red and turquoise. So I started with the turquoise background, and then I'm going to do the crystals in red. Just kind of an idea, and we'll see how that goes. I have barrel up for red barrel or big spite up for reference, just so I can kind of see how it works. But barrel is not pointy like this at the top. It's kind of like the crystals that are like flat top and bottom. I don't know what that's called technically. They don't really look like that, but that's okay. I'm going to take creative license and just make these red. Just because I feel like it. Hi, Linda and Kat. How's it going? Yeah, I can't wait to see what I do either. I have 3 shades of red, and I didn't do a lot of pre-planning. I kind of just scribbled a few shades of different colors just to make sure they blended well enough together. And then I have some Google images up just to give me a little bit of a reference to see what they look like in real life. But I'm not going for realism. More just hinting at it, like, yeah, just hinting at giving the feel of red barrel without getting too wrapped up in the technicalities of it. But I'm starting with my darkest red. And I might do some of my tricks. When I color crystals, I try to like keep the facets distinct, like dark, light, dark. So maybe I'll do a little bit of that. Keep a highlight. Some basic shading without getting too technical. Allow myself some time to flow. And then let's see, is that my darkest red? I think so. I thought I had more of a maroon. Not that one. Yeah, that's the one that I'm using. It's like the maroon. So I need to add some, maybe add some of the, oops, not yet. I'm down with this darker pencil for now. I'm going to keep with that. Laura, you got an art lamp from the dump? That's fabulous. It really helps to have lighting. Not even nice. I was going to say nice lighting, but I stopped myself. Good lighting, like bright lighting, so you can see what you're doing. So I'm trying to leave a little highlight, kind of get some shape to the darker parts here. Hi there, Scratch X26. I'm using my Crayola pencils. I do have Prismacolors, Premiers, which I love. Those are probably my favorites. And I have those other ones that are even more expensive. But as I've said before, I usually demo in Crayolas just to make it accessible and to show people that you don't need a fancy pencil to get started. Sure, sometimes it's nice. And if it's in your budget to use Prismacolors, or what are those other ones called? Polychromos. Yeah, if it's in your budget, go for it. But you can do a lot with basic supplies. Yeah, Prismas are really nice. I like them. But other people have other favorites, and they are on the spendier side. We talked about some of the other brands that I haven't used yet last week, like that I've seen nice work with, like Castle Art and Arteza. There's lots of good brands out there. So it's just kind of a matter of finding your budget and which ones you like. Yeah, that's right. Like start with the passion, use simple supplies. But hey, if you want to spring for a nice set of pencils and you can afford it, that's cool too. But it's not the end all. So that's why I use the Crayolas a lot of time. And now I'm just in the habit of it. I have them out, and I don't know. It's kind of fun. I always think about the time too that I was at this restaurant. I had like 3 different crayons, and I was just crayons. I had like 3 different crayons, and I was just rocking this kids coloring page. I was an adult. I was like in my 30s. But I just remember that moment. I was having so much fun. So, okay. Yep, it's the fun and the flow. And that's what we do here in these sessions. So I'm trying to keep some distinction and leave some highlight between these crystals. It's a little on the dark side, but that's okay. Try to make this one distinct, and I can bring out my handy dandy little eraser too, which is the nice thing about pencils. These almost kind of look like ruby, which is cool. I'm sort of just going for more color than realism, as I said. Just kind of wanted to mix red and turquoise on this page. So. cool. I might let these marinate, just sit for a couple minutes. Let my eyes adjust to them before I keep going. These are looking cool though. Okay, let's do this next one. So I'm seeing looking at some reference pictures. Well, I started with the darkest color last time, so let's go in with the lightest, my lighter pencils this time first, just to give it a little bit of a different flavor. Oh, and then this book, Crystal Magic by me, Amy Chesery. That's what I'm coloring in today. That's what I've used for all of these. How many months have I been doing these sessions now? I think it's been like since July, maybe even June. Got some consistency going on. It's pretty cool. And I only do about 20 or 30 minutes. I think only once I went over 30 minutes on these sessions. But the consistency has paid off. I was just talking to some of my friends about that today. Like slowing down. Slowing down is a form of self-compassion and allowing yourself to go at a slower pace and not like try to feel like you gotta rush or catch up to some goal. And where was I going with that? Part of that I was thinking was consistency. Like I notice I am able to get a lot done when I do something consistently, even for a short period of time. But it's really the consistency that is the crux there. Like doing something for a short period of time, not consistently. Like coloring 20 minutes once is not, it could be fine. But coloring 20 minutes a week consistently, I've done a lot of pages and it's been cool. It's been fun. So I'm kind of trying to take that forward with a couple different projects I'm doing right now. You like when I'm glad you've joined us, Laura, for all these sessions. You've been to quite a few. You have been showing up consistently. Yeah, I know. It's the 20 minutes goes very quick, I will say that. So I think most of the time I go a little bit over. Just because I'm usually, by the time 20 minutes, I'm into it. And I am kind of glancing at a reference of some red barrel, but reference is not the end all. Like it gets confusing if I try to make it exactly like the reference. So it's more like squint your eyes and kind of pick up some patterns from the reference. That's interesting. Got some diagonals going through there. That looks kind of cool though. I'm down. And maybe add a little bit of the brown. There's just some really cool variations in this stone, like almost black. It's like red, but almost to black at the darkest parts. I love that. I love that shade of red, like super, super dark. Probably my favorite shade of red. And that kind of contrast makes it come alive. Okay, that one looks cool too. I think we'll just let that one sit. Maybe add a little more later. Move on with crystal number 3 or 4, 5. Because there's 3 small ones in that top square. Sometimes I just try to visualize how like light is, even on like more opaque crystals, there's usually like light coming through. And you can leave that highlight edges. Edges often have a highlight on crystals. Try to leave a little bit of that. Oh, thanks, Dana. My pleasure. I am really glad you're enjoying them. That makes me happy to hear. Yeah, it's a lovely way to relax. And that was sort of when I started these sessions, like to not put pressure on them, to just enjoy, no matter the outcome, just to relax. And it's really nice. One of my favorite things of coloring is like when my mind stops working and I just start listening to the pencil. I love that sound. Okay, and then I'm going to keep these little clusters can be complicated, so I'm just going to leave some highlights. Or maybe stop while I'm ahead there. Yeah, it's been really fun for me to take this time every weekend, color in this book. Because I've done a few pages in all of my books, but think I think this is the one I've done the most in, which has been kind of cool. Let's see. Do I have a vision for this letter B? Kind of not. I'm just kind of going for it. I don't know if there's any, well, a little bit of a rhyme and reason to the shadow, the highlight. Like a little bit of a bevel. Not too much, though. I'm not going for technicality here. I think that's one of my favorite parts of these sessions is like just feeling it out without too much of a plan. Look how cute. Just a little bit of a highlight goes a long way. Oh, hi, Instagram. I have a comment. The Hearth Witch. You are going to color while you're recovering from surgery. I hope that goes very well for you. Yeah, it's a lovely thing to do with some downtime. It really does like give your hands something to do and kind of take your mind off things. Let me get a little healing energy going. It's just a nice way. It's like the body and mind and spirit connection. Like when you're coloring, that's your body, yeah. So like the body mind connection is actually why it feels so relaxing, coloring or crafting or gardening, anything like that. Tarot journal, yes, I love that one, Dana. That one has some really good stuff. I don't sell too many more of those, but I need to promote that one or talk about it a little bit more just because it really does have some cool stuff. It has cool art to color. And then I think my intuitive tips in that book are really good. Cool. Okay, so there's the letter B. It's not the most dynamic letter B in the whole world, but that's okay. I can always add a little bit of light to my eraser. I tried, but I think my erasing has done nothing, and that's okay. Perhaps a little more shadow will give it what I'm looking for. Just wanted to make a little bit more distinction between the crystal cluster and the letter. I think just a little more shadow will help. My pleasure, Alicia. Thanks for joining. Okay. Cool. So we're over 20 minutes, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going a little bit. I didn't want to go too much out of my blue and yellow color scheme, but I have this gold pencil here, which I think is going to be a really nice contrast. For some of the details. Flowers? Sure, why not? And then I'm not doing too much detail on these secondary non-crystal items here. I'm just going to do them real quick. Leave some white space. Add some color. Cool. And then these plants. These little background plants here. All right. Cool. Lovely. I think it's great. I think maybe if I did it over, I would make this cluster a different color, like add the green up there or something like that. But that's not what I did. I made it red to match the letter B, and that's cool. That's cool too. Ta-da! I'll call that complete. And you can always do more, like to spend more time, you can darken shading. I always have the tendency, I'm like, I'm done, and then I go back in. Like you can always darken shadows. Add more shading to it. Like I could probably erase that and make it green if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna leave it. It's growing on me. So yeah, so I've done the B. I did this entire A section. Let me show you. So I've done the entire A section in this book with this ametrine page. And I've done this in just 20 minutes a week. And I've had a good time doing it. So there we go. So now I'm on to the B's. And then next week I'll start on this one. And since I did red barrel on this page, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll see what I do. Barrel comes in lots of different colors, so we'll see. I might do green. Maybe I'll do red and green because we got bloodstone down here. So maybe I'll do not too much pre-planning, but I'll do a little bit of planning to see, pick out some pencils for it, and I'll start on this next week. So thank you for joining me, and join me next week if you like, and enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. Thanks again.